Good afternoon once again. Today we're going to continue our discussion on machine learning by focusing on another tool used in machine learning, which is random forest. So far, what we have learned is supervised learning, and we said that in supervised learning, your variables are defined, so the attributes are specified. So you know what to do, you know what to expect, you know your outcome variable. So examples of supervised learning are regression trees, and classification trees. Okay, so there are different types of supervised learning tools in machine learning. We have already discussed some of them. They all fall under decision trees. We used last time the party package, the rpart package, and the fast and frugal trees. Now another tool used in machine learning for supervised learning is random forest. Okay, so in random forest, so let's read through this, the definition of random forest. So what happens here is it's an averaging process. So you average, so you come up with several trees, multiple trees. Unlike in decision trees, where you only have where you have limited trees. In random forest, sandali, Tasong. Okay, sorry. So in random forest, okay, what we do is we create several trees, many trees. Unlike pag decision tree, you have limited number of trees. So what happens is that despite the limited data, okay, what random forest does is the limited data set is not a problem, is not a hindrance, okay, because it performs what we call cross validation. So in cross validation, what happens is that you have okay, let me illustrate. Okay, I gave you a sample PNG file. You can open that. Open na lang natin. Okay, so this is what happens with k-folds cross validation. So you have this limited data. Okay, what happens is that the data is split into training. So it's like shuffling the data first, just like a deck of cards. Sinashuffle siya. So tapos it's splitted. Meron tayong training, you know that, and then the validation. Okay, so we perform the model using the training fold, and then you perform it, test it sa validation. Okay, and then you go to another split of the data. So now you have your second split here, and then third, and then fourth, and then fifth. So it depends on how many folds you have. If it's tenfold cross validation, then you split your data into 10, and then come up with 10 models, 10 performances, and then you average the performance of each model. Okay, so this is what happens with k-fold cross validation, and that's used in random forest. So this makes the model quite robust. Kasi even if your number of the sample size is small, kaya niyang ma-overcome niya yung problem ng normality at saka ng heteroscedasticity, no? So robust yung random forest because it makes use of this methodology, which is yung k-fold validation is part of bootstrapping. Si bootstrapping kasi, you're randomizing your data tapos you're getting so many samples. So pwede ka mag-sample ng, for example, sa bootstrapping pwede ka mag 10,000 na different samples. Imagine you have 10,000 different samples and you run your data 10,000 times and come up with a model, and then i-average mo siya. Okay, so your model becomes robust. That's why machine learning tools with the reinforcement of methods like this, like yung k-fold cross validation, and which is part of bootstrapping, it makes our model really robust. Okay, so clear yung k-folds cross validation. So ang ginagawa lang naman yan, you randomize your sample, you split it into training fold and validation fold. Tapos you run the model using the training fold. Tapos itatest natin na using the validation fold. Okay, then we come up with another model and so on and so forth. And then you average those, ito average, average of the performance. Okay, so the more usually ang ginagamit na k-fold validation usually minsan 5, minsan 10. No? Okay, so this is quite similar to the bootstrap approach. Okay, all right. So si random forest, part siya ng tinatawag na unsum learning method. Okay, and it can do classification for categorical variables, or regression if the variables that are being predicted are continuous. Okay, so you construct lots and lots of decision trees. Okay, so you have, as we mentioned a while ago, you split your data into training and also some call it validation or some call it testing data. Okay, so and some models, so when you say and some models, example niyan yung random forest, and some kasi ini-split natin yung data into training and validation or training and testing. Now, si Kaggle kasi, it sponsors many competitions sa machine learning. And oftentimes, notice ko na yung mga nananalo dun sa mga contest make use of unsum models. Okay, like random forest, etc. Actually, the idea is very simple. No? Instead of just training one model, which we did sa decision tree, di ba? In-split lang natin into two. One training and one testing. Di ba? Nag-sample tayo. We used the sample function. So from the sample function, we generated a training data. And those that were not part of your training data became part of your testing data. Although dun sa sample natin, dun sa heart, di ba, heart data, it performed quite well. No? 80% yung sa misclassification, 80% yung correctly specified. Tapos dun sa testing data, I think almost 80% din yung correctly specified. Okay? But we were only using one training data and one testing data. Imagine if you have several training data, multiple iterations, okay, same model but different subset of the training data. So yung training data, ang gagawin natin dyan, isa subset natin yan. Combined together to train on the same set of observations. Okay, so there's an inherent difference between a decision tree. Okay, so decision tree, yung limitations niya, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, we only usually do one training and one testing. So nagkakaproblema dyan sa overfitting. Okay, lalo na pag maliit yung sample size natin. Yung random forest, recursive partitioning siya, so several partitionings. Okay, so this is well suited for some small sample sizes. Okay, and then yung large p-value problems, yung naging insignificant. Okay, of course, may cost. Random forest comes at the expense of some loss of interpretability. But generally, it greatly boosts the performance of the final model. Okay, so very popular yung yung random forest. One of the most widely used machine learning algorithm yan. Okay, so it would do well, class, if we are familiar with random forest. Among the different supervised machine learning, it's important that dapat alam natin yung random forest. And this afternoon we'll have an example, okay, simple example lang, no? And then I'll just share with you a file using the German credit. Okay, iaano ko na lang, ibibigay ko na rin yung yung code, and then I would want you to try it yourself. Kasi yung example natin dito, we're just going to use the caret package. Dun sa bibigay kong another example using this data, yung German credit, we're going to make use of the random forest mismo. There's a package called random forest. Okay? So ang kagandahan ng random forest, konti lang yung assumptions siya. There are very few assumptions attached, so that data preparation is less challenging, and results is time saving. As I mentioned a while ago, sa mga Kaggle competitions, isa sa top algorithms na ginagamit sa machine learning. So, di ba maganda kung familiar tayo dun sa sa top method na ginagamit. And there must be a reason why it's one of the most favorite among competitions dun sa Kaggle. As I said, may mga competitions kasi na in-sponsor ang Kaggle as far as modeling or machine learning is concerned. Okay. Can random forest be used for both for continuous and categorical? Yes, pwede, no? So pwede siyang gamitin na for classification kung binary or multinomial yung i-predict natin, or if it's a continuous variable, pwede rin siya. Okay, so we're going to make use of the carrot package. Ito yung gagamitin natin for this exercise. But there's another package. So tingnan na din natin yun. Ano? Okay, so first, install nyo muna yung carrot package, please. Let's install this carrot. Sama na natin yung random forest. Random forest. Okay, let's include both. But we will just use the carrot package now. As an exercise class, it will be good for you. Subukan nyo rin gamitin yung random forest for this data. No? Okay, so let's run this. All right. Kindly chat, please, if you have loaded tidyverse, carrot, and random forest. And let's go to packages. Puntahan muna natin si thank you. Let's go first to, thank you so much. Am I going too fast, class? Pasensya na, I'm trying to cover as much material as possible. No? I wasn't able to meet with my class this morning because of the emergency. So whatever we're recording here, I'm going to share with them also, so that we're on the same page as the other class. Okay, so are we okay, class? Have you downloaded? Have you loaded carrot and random forest? Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at our packages, and then ihanapin lang natin si carrot. Okay, carrot, classification and regression training. That's the meaning of carrot. Classification and regression training. So let's click this. Let's try to see the documentation. Okay, ito yung document description file. All right. Okay, wala masyadong description dito. Classification and regression training. Okay. Miscellaneous functions for training and plotting classification and regression models. Okay, so this is for supervised learning, no? So ang mga authors nito, for the authors, ano sila? Si Max Kuhn. Okay, isa sa pinakakilalang author sa machine learning. Okay. Maybe let's see. Ano pa tayo dito ng ng description. Carrot, package, documentation. Okay, the carrot package. Okay, ito book ni Max Kuhn to, no? All right. So the carrot package, short for classification and regression training. Okay, in case you didn't find it, let me just share with you the link to this. Ginugel ko lang siya, no? Okay, for your reference. Okay, let's just briefly take a look at what it does. So, ginagamit siya for splitting your data, pre-processing. Feature selection means you have your attributes, you have your variables. Pipili siya doon ng mga variables na pwedeng gamitin for prediction purposes. Model tuning using resampling, okay? And variable importance estimation. Variable importance estimation, you have, for example, your different attributes, different variables. I-measure niya kung ano yung relative importance ng variable na yun in predicting your dependent variable. So, bibigay siya ng percent. Kunyari, itong variable na to, siya yung pinaka-importante, ilang percent yung importance niya. That's what happens with variable importance. Titingnan natin yan sa example natin ngayon. Okay, so at least I gave you. So ginagamit siya for visualizations, etc. Okay, so you can refer to this data splitting. Okay, simple splitting. Let's see kung meron siya ditong okay, ito yung bagging, no? Bagging boosting. Ang bagging ibig sabihin niya, class, ito yung ini-split yung data. That's the unsum learning. Dito papasok si random forest. Okay? All right. Yan, unsum model. Okay. Tingnan na natin kung ano meaning niya na unsum model. Yung the boost. So marami kasi class, marami ng models ngayon, yan, no? Oblique random forest, parallel random forest. So what I wanted to show here is that the carrot package can be used to generate a random forest model. Okay, so pwede natin gamitin to. So this is distinct from the other package that I mentioned to you a while ago, yung random forest ito mismo. Okay, so tignan din natin sa packages, tignan natin si random forest. Random forest here. Bryman and Cutler's random forest for classification and regression. Okay, there. Okay, let's see the description file. So these are the authors, Bryman and Cutler. Description, classification and regression based on a forest of trees using random inputs. So ito, I think this is more focused on just the random forest. Unlike si Carrot, marami siyang, mas general si Carrot, the Carrot package. Si random forest, it's more specifically for random forest. Ito yung mga functionalities niya. Okay, so let's go back here to our model. Okay, we're going to, okay, just to describe what I mentioned a while ago, yung k-fold cross-validation. Ginagamit natin si k-fold validation so that we can make the model ready for unseen data, which is the testing data. No? Technically, sa random forest package, hindi na tayo kailangan mag-generate ng testing data. Kasi when we generate the k-fold cross-validation, automatically meron nagiging test data, no? So and it's called OOB. Ang tawag diyan out of the bag OOB. Mamimit natin yung pag gamitin natin random forest. So cross-validation is primarily used in applied machine learning para makita natin yung capability ng tool natin, ng model natin on unseen data. Okay, so meron tayong limited na sample data. We can now perform cross-validation, k-fold, nyari 10-fold, 5-fold. So parang fina-fold natin yung data natin. Okay, well, ang steps yan, isa-shuffle muna yung data, tapos i-split natin. So let me go here to the general procedure. So shuffle muna yung data by random. So i-randomize yan. And then split it into k groups. Usually k is typically 5 or 10. Now for each unique group, anong gagawin dyan? Take the group as a holdout for our test data. Okay? And then take the remaining groups as a training data set. So ito yung sinasabi ko, parang i-split yung data. One set will be the test data. The other will be, the remaining will be your training. Okay, so nagkakaiba-iba yan. Iba yung pumapasok sa test data, iba yung pumapasok sa training data set. And then we generate a model using the training data set and evaluate it on the test data. Okay? So yung evaluation score na yan, pina-record. And then discard the model, panibagong ulit. No? And then sinasummarize lahat ng mga ng scores na nakuha. Okay? And then you have now the final model, yung average ng ano. Okay? Repeated k-validation is simply doing k-fold cross-validation. But it repeats the process by n times. Okay? N is also an arbitrary number. Okay? So clear crush yung k-fold cross-validation. So the beauty of this is that it addresses yung pag small sample size lang. Kasi makakapag-generate ka ngayon ng iba't ibang models based on iba't ibang sample. You take note, di ba, nung nag-ano tayo, nag-decision tree using party package and R-part, yung pag-split natin, isang split lang eh. But nag-set that seed title sample. Okay, so from the number of rows natin, mag-generate siya ng sample, okay, ilang percent dinefine natin, yun na yung magiging yun na yung magiging training data set natin. Tapos yung hindi napasok dun sa training data set natin, yun ang papasok sa testing. So technically, isang lang, isang split lang, isang training, isang testing. Unlike kapag k-fold cross-validation, iba't ibang iba't ibang samples, iba't ibang models. Okay? So this is akin to the bootstrapping. Ganun din bootstrapping. All right. So let's set that seed para pare-pareho tayo. All right. So we're going to make use of this function train control. Ano tong train control na to? Tingnan muna natin. So what's the train control? So this is from caret. Yan. This one. Train control. Right? Caret train control. Okay, control parameters for the training dataset. So medyo mahaba yung yung function, okay? Right, so may method na ito yung bootstrap, no? Meron din tayong repeated cross-validation, although related sila, no? And number of times yung fold natin is 5. Okay? And then how many times do you repeat it? 3 times. So, nag-k-fold ka na ng 5 times, tapos uulitin mo pa ng 3 beses. Okay? So that's all in all, parang 15 na rin yan, no? Alright, so that's, let's run this. Let's create this repeated cross-validation using the train control. This is coming from your caret package. Palagay ko na lang para may namespace tayo. Caret train control method is equal to repeated cross-validation. As we said a while ago, yung cross-validation, you're folding your data and splitting it in such a way that yung ito with replacement no? So a particular data pwede siyang maulit ilang beses na nasa training data siya or nasa testing data siya. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so you now have this repeated. So this is a list, no? Pag i-click natin to, and so may list siya ng 27. Okay, so it has several objects inside it. Okay. All right. Let's now go to. So na-define na natin yung repeat CSCV natin, yung cross-validation natin. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin, we're going to use a very popular data set. I'm not sure if we used this already, hindi yata, no? Itong iris na to, it comes from the datasets package. Tingnan nga natin kung ano laman niya. Data iris, and then let's view it. So ginagamit to sa botany or biology. So this is a measure of the sepal, the length of the sepal, the width of the sepal, the length of the petal, the width of the petal, and anong klaseng species to. Okay, so for supervised learning, we would like to predict yung species given the sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. What's the capability of the model to predict the type of species? Okay, So sa ordinary sa GLM, generalized linear model, this is multinomial. Kasi tatlong klaseng species to, no? Okay, and categorical to. So hindi naman siya pwedeng binary kasi ang binary dalawa lang. So this is multinomial logistic regression kung tutuusin. Okay, na-view na natin, no? And then let's just take a look at the structure. So sepal length, sepal width, okay, and then factor to. Si species, factor, with 3 levels. Setosa, versicolor, and virginica. Tatlo siya. If we get the summary of iris, yan. Species, 50 each. Setosa, versicolor, virginica. Okay, so we're going to use this data to predict using random forest. I-predict niya yung species. So given these parameters, how powerful is our model in predicting species? Okay. All right. So first, magkakait tayo ng training index, no? Training data. So this is the function, create data partition. Okay, so let's first take a look at that. From the caret package also, create this one. Create data partitions. Okay, so it's a data splitting function. A series of test training partitions are created using create data partition, while create resample creates one or more bootstrap samples. Okay, create fold splits the data into k groups. Ito na yung k-fold cross validation. Okay, yung create folds. Ito naman, create partition ang ginagamit natin dito with p. Okay, p is 0.7. Okay, so yung isa, yung index will be 70% of the total number of this. No? Kasi ilan to? 150 yung ano natin eh. Yung sample size natin. N-row, iris, that's 150. So 70% ang pupunta sa training data. So that's around 105. Okay? So let's run this. Set that seed tayo para pare-pareho tayo. Okay, if you take a look at train index, may index siya, no? 1, 3, 4, 5. You know that, no? Okay. So dito, subset natin, ang training set natin is from the iris dataset, we will be using the train index, yung numbers na, yan, 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, etc. So, i-split natin yung data natin. Yung training set natin will be yung gagamitin natin yung train index, which is 105 all in all, no? Which is 70% of 150. Okay, tapos yung testing natin, yung negative lang ng train index. Those that do not appear in the train index. For example, ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, etc. Those that do not appear in the train index will be part of your testing set. So let's run this. Okay. All right. So we're now using the caret package in order to generate a random forest model. Now, iba yung syntax niya kaysa dun sa random forest. Okay, so mag-set that seed ulit tayo. Set that seed. And then let's generate this object called forest. Okay. So ang function train, okay, train natin si species regressed on all. If you recall class, ano ibig sabihin ng ng tilde tapos dot. Ibang ibig sabihin niyan, species regress on pag dot all the variables. Apat yun, di ba? Sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So we're going to regress uh, yung species dun sa apat na variables na yun. Using the data is equal to training set natin. Okay, and then ang method na gagamitin, RF, random forest. So si carrot package, nag-random forest din siya. Okay, pero yung capability ng random forest sa package compared to carrot package, syempre, kasi specialized sa random forest yun. Mas powerful yung random forest sa package, but carrot can also do that. Okay? And then yung train control natin, okay, is equal to yung repeated cross-validation, which is this one. Define na natin, di ba? Asa na si repeat CV. This one. Ito yung train control natin, no? So repeat cross-validation, number ng folds 5 and repeats 3. Okay, so we're creating this object called forest. Okay. Using the function train for species regress on all. Using the data is equal to training set. Method niya random forest. And the train control is repeated CV, yung minention natin sa taas. Tapos metric. Okay. Metric will be accuracy. Gusto natin malaman kung how accurate our model is. All right, so let's run this. Okay. Let me pause for a while. Were you able to run it, class? Na-generate ba yung forest object dito? Kindly chat, please. Kung na-generate nyo yung forest object. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, good. Sige. So let's continue. So na-generate na natin yung forest natin. Let's see what is forest. So it's a large train data set. 24 elements, 532 kilobytes. If you take a look at this, so it's a list. A data frame with 3 rows and 5 columns. Okay, meron tinatawag na M-try, accuracy, kappa, accuracy standard deviation, kappa standard deviation. So may mga performance metrics siya. We'll just focus on the accuracy. Okay. All right. So let's see. Pag sinamarize natin si Forrest, okay. Did you get this, class? Paki-chat please kung nakuha niyo yung summary ng Forrest. So, ito yung tinignan natin kanina, di ba? Marami siyang laman, no? Different objects. So merong predicted, may error rate, may confusion matrix. And then you can explore what do you have here. Okay, merong dito, may isa dito. Let's get here. Forest. Okay, it does not ito, no? Yan. Final model. This one. So let's access this. So forest dollar final model. Okay, so ito yung final model natin. Okay, random forest, x is equal to x, y is equal to y, m trie is equal to number of parameters per m trie. The number of m trie is the number of parameters per each branch ng tree. No? So dito sinasabi niya na binanggit ba niya ano? It did not mention kung ilan yung m trie niya dito. Type of random forest classification tree because of the variable in species. Ano siya, di ba, yung it's a factor. So classification to, hindi siya regression. Number of trees na generate niya, 500. Okay, and number of variables tried at each split is 2. Okay, then we have here, this is yung out of the bag estimate, OOB. Out of the bag estimate of the error rate. Okay? So ano yung out of the bag? Di ba nagko-cross validation siya, nagka-k-fold ano siya? K-fold cross validation. Okay? The data that's not included in your training is your testing. And that's your out of bag. Yun yung mga out of bag natin, yung hindi nasama sa training. Okay, tapos ang sabi dito, ito yung matrix ano nyo, ito yung confusion matrix. For Setosa, there were 35 all in all, 35 yung sample size nito, no? Lahat siya correctly predicted. In the same manner, si versicolor, 33 correct predictions. Dalawa yung mali. Kasi classify niya, predict niya as virginica, predict niya as versicolor, pero virginica pa siya. So dito naman, predict niya na virginica. Okay, pero predict niya as virginica, pero actually ano siya? Yung tama, 32. Yung mali, 3. Okay, that's why ano yung tama niya? So let's just sum that. 35 plus 33 plus 32. So those were the correct predictions divided by kailan yan? 68, 100, no? Divided by 105 yung natin. 105 yung total observations natin. Let me just double check. Asan na ba si Iris yan, no? 150, oops, tama ba? Where did I get wrong? Check. So 35, 33, 32, that's ilan yun? 67, 112, 115. 150 observations. Ano pala, sorry. 105 to kasi ito yung training data set, no? 150 yung total. 105 goes to the training. Okay, 45 goes to the testing. Okay, so 95% yung accuracy. Out of the bag estimate of error rate is 4.76. So that's 1 minus 4.76 will give us 95.23, which is the performance as far as accuracy is concerned. Okay. Now, another feature of random forest is that we can see which of those variables that were used in the model are the most important. We can extract what we call the variable importance. Okay? Variable importance simply tells us the variables that help in predicting the class of the model. Okay, so let's run this code. So I'm creating this object var imp variable importance. The function is var imp. Var imp, ano yung bina-var imp natin? Yung data na forest. Okay? And then, kukunin natin yung importance. Okay? Dito sa var imp sa forest object na to, let's take a look at names, forest. Okay. Asan si importance? Okay, wala siya dito. Pero pag tinan natin dito si Forest, is importance here? Or am I, yan ito, no? Importance. Yan, you have some metrics here. Okay, let's generate this. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm using the function variable importance. So this function will tell us which among the variables are most important. Let's run the first one. Okay, so this is, let me click that. So tinan yung class. No? Sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. This tells us that of all the four predictors, it's the petal width that has the highest importance in describing your species. And next is your petal length. Pinaka-konti si sepal width, no? All right. So moving on. Okay, also this function, okay, data frame, it will give us the okay. All right. So dito, okay, let's put it as a data frame. If you take a look at this, di ba, pinakita natin dito yung si petal width yung pinaka-importante. We can generate now a data frame out of it. Okay? So yung row names natin, yung variables, yung row names siya yung nasa object na to. Okay, tapos papakunin natin yung overall ng variable importance. So let's run this. Oops, sorry. Anong nangyari sa akin? Or imp. Wait, let me run this whole thing. All right. So yung var imp ko, ito yon. Pero hindi na rin at Okay, I'm sorry, may mali yata ako dito sa I think I have a mistake here. Data.frame. So yeah, tama naman. Data.frame. Ang variable natin is the row names of var imp. So walang problema. Ito si var imp. Variables and importance. That will be our variable row names, and then importance is equal to yung var imp overall. So let me check this. Var imp dollar. Okay, walang overall. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. Sorry. I thought I saw that. The function. Mukhang nagkamali ako, class. No? Kasi walang okay. Var imp. Yun. Okay. Pero walang bakit walang walang okay. Hindi niya makuha yung Hindi niya makuha yung overall. So let's just skip this. Let's just check kung ano yung syntax error natin dito. For now, medyo mahirap mahanap kung ano yung syntax error dito. But suffice it to say that not all variables are created equal. You can see here that the variable importance. that petal width is the most important as far as predicting your species is concerned, followed next by the petal width, petal length. Yung sepal width, okay, relatively weak yung contribution niya. And then, pangalawa si sepal length. No? Malayong-malayo siya kay petal length at saka kay petal width. Okay, so let's just create a plot. Simple plot lang to. This is just a bar plot. No? Bar plot. Tapos, flip ko lang yung bar plot kasi pataas. Pag i-flip lang natin, coordinator flip. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, and then you can see here the plot. Okay. Nagka-error ako. Bakit? Bakit? Okay. Did ka siya? Baka may na-miss ako dito. Yung naman. Alam ko naman itong training and testing. Okay, I can't seem to find the error here. I've run this several times already in the past. I'm not sure why. Okay, let me run this again. Itong forest. And then, yung final model natin ng forest natin. Ito, no? Yan. So, 95%, 95.3 correct prediction. Only 4.76% is incorrect. Okay, hindi ko makita. Okay, anyway, so let's just leave it as that. Anyway, papakita lang naman niya yung bar plot, no? Makikita natin na si petal width yung pinakamalaking bar plot, followed by petal length, followed by sepal length, and then lastly, sepal width. Okay, that's just a plot of that. I'll just check kung ano saan ako nagkamali dito. Okay, tama naman tong ano ko. Okay, anyway, all right. So what does that plot? It was supposed to show us this, a plot of this one, where pinakamalaking bar plot si petal width. E pinakamaliit si sepal width. Okay, where am I? Random forest. Okay, naman chat. Nag-work on your end. Ba't kaya, no? Sige. John, kindly share your screen, please. Okay, how about the others? Did it work on your end? Sa akin kasi hindi nag-work yung plot eh. It's supposed to be a bar plot only. John, can you kindly please share your screen? Thank you so much. Okay, sige, pakiran yan. Yan, no? Yan lang siya, no? Okay, where the petal length has the highest quote-unquote contribution to explaining your species, and then petal length is the second. Ang pinakamaliit nga yung sepal width. How about the others? Thank you, John, for sharing your screen. Did it work on your end? Kindly chat, please, plus. Nag-work ba sa ano nyo? Paki-chat naman, please, kung to indicate yes or no. I just want to know, please. Sino ba yan? Mary, is that an answer? Hindi ko alam kung... Oh, yes to, no? How about the others, class? Nag-work ba? Bakit hindi nag-work sa akin? Anyone else who was not able to generate this plot? Bar plot lang naman to eh. Yan, J yung bar yun. No? J yung bar. Anyone whose plot didn't work, kindly chat, please. None? Okay. So we have a few more. So ito, ma-generate natin yung yung prediction. No? Okay, y-hats natin is we're using the predict function. Object natin is the forest model. And then, okay. Ang gagamitin natin ngayon is now the testing data. Okay? Testing data set. What's a testing data set? Ito. Testing data set natin is this one. Ba? You have column 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, of course, hindi natin isasama yung yung species. Okay, dito. Kaya -5 dito, no? New data natin is testing set, and then we exclude yung exclude natin to.
Excuse me po, sir.
Yes?
Di po ata kayo naka-screen share.
Hindi ba? Sorry. Sorry, Okay, thank you. O nga pala, kanina nag-stop share ako. Okay. Share screen. Thank you. All right. Okay. So dito, ang gagamitin na natin class, si new data na, no? Si testing set na. Okay, let's run this. All right. So nagpe-predict na tayo dito, yung y-hats natin. Ito na yung prediction niya using the testing data set. Okay. And then let's now compute for the accuracy. How accurate is our model that we use, that we generated using random forest, using the training data set? Okay, how accurate is it when we're going now to run a new data on it, yung testing data set natin? Okay, so here we're creating this object accuracy, and it's the average of yung y-hats natin. Titingnan natin kung yung mga y-hats natin is equal to testing set species. Okay, bibilangin niya kung ilan yung tama. Kasi si y-hats, yung object na to, ipipredict niya kung setosa, kung versicolor, kung virginica. Okay, let me just go back a bit here. So dito, magpre-predict siya, no? Anong model ang gagamitin niya? Si forest. Saan ang galing si forest? It came from the model that we generated using random forest, using the training data, right? Using ilang folds yun, di ba? 5 folds. Ilang beses uulitin? 3 times uulitin. Okay, so nakapag-generate tayo ngayon ng model. Okay, in fact, we tested the model, tapos yung accuracy niya, okay, dito, no? Accuracy niya dito is 95%, no? Kasi 35, 33, 32, correct, predictions to, no? Let me just, di ba kinumpute natin to, 35, ilan yung tama? So, predict niya na setosa, when in fact, setosa siya, 35. So, sa pag-predict na kay setosa, walang mali. Diba? Classification error niya dito is ilan to? 0%. No? So, dito, 33 out of 35. Yung mali niya dito. No? So, 33 divided by 35. That's, okay, sorry, 2 out of 35. Yung mali niya, 0.05. Okay, dito naman, 32 out of 3, no? 32 out of 35 yung mali niya sa virginica. So all in all, ang tama niyang prediction is 33, 35 plus 33 plus 32 divided by 105. 105 yung sample natin for training data. All right, so this is a 95% accuracy, no? Ito, ang ano niya, ang out of bag estimated error rate is 4.76. Kasi ang tama niya 95.2, so ang mali niya around 4.8, no? Now, when we run this, when we use the same model, yung forest model natin, this time ginamit natin siya to predict. We created this object, di ba, y hats. Okay? Tapos, okay, let me just show you, para hindi tayo baka nalilito kayo dito. No? So let me just use heads ng y hats, and then let's say 20. So anong laman itong object na to na y hats? Alright, ito yun, no? Ito. So ito yung prediction niya. Setosa. Okay, and then if we check the testing data, ayun, first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? First 10 nga, setosa eh. Diba? So, pag check natin dito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yung first 10, tama, no? Okay, so may mga ano lang siya, may mga errors siya. Saan yung errors niya? Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's generate this, no? Okay, so final model to. Okay. Dapat nag-create tayo ng isang model na okay, sandali I was thinking of how we can generate the misclassification matrix. Ito. For the testing data. Ito kasi, ito yung generate natin forest for the final model. Ang final model natin is galing yan sa forest object, no? Okay, forest final model. Okay, hindi yata siya mag-work kapag ano. Okay, but anyway, so kinompute natin yung accuracy niya, no? Okay, i-cross ko na muna to. So, what's the accuracy? Kunin natin yung average ng, i-compare natin yung y hats, yung predicted value, with the testing set ng species. Isa side by side niyan, no? Diba? Kung equal siya, then 1. Kung mali, then 0. So, i-compute niya yung average ng tama, then multiply that by 100 to convert it into percent. So, this one, then accuracy 93.333. So, we can now categorize this as accuracy on testing data. Round off natin yung accuracy into 2 decimal places, add percentage, and then separate by quotes. No? So this one will generate a sentence. Ayan. Sentence to. No? Text siya. Accuracy on testing data, 93.33%. Okay, not bad. No? Yung ano natin, yung sa training data, 95%. Dito sa testing, 93.33%. Okay, so we were able to generate and predict correctly 93.33% of the time using the testing data set. Okay. All right. As an exercise class, it would be good kasi di ba nag-decision tree tayo using this one, yung party package. Okay? I-try nyo using the party package to predict species. Anyway, meron naman kayong, may notes naman kayo kung ano. So dito, ang mangyayari dito, ang magiging dependent variable natin, ipe-predict natin mag-create tayo ng classification tree, species with rest on all. Diba? Okay, so you can follow along this method and try to compare. Sino mas nakakapag-generate ng mas mataas na accuracy? is it using the party package? Or meron din tayong R part, di ba? Or is it using the R part? Or is it using the random forest? Now, ang suggestion ko is you do that, you try, no? Papalitan nyo lang naman yung data dito eh. And then try to see, what you can do is you can copy everything here and copy it below the random forest. Tapos tingnan nyo, ilang percent yung accuracy ng pag-compute nyo ng training data set using the sample, di ba? Ito kasi sample yung ginagamit natin, right? Remember this, no? Ito yung partition data natin. Okay, dalawang sample lang to, no? Isang training, isang testing. This is the disadvantage of this decision tree. Kasi dalawa lang to. While dun sa random forest, okay, that's why I deliberately left this off para makita nyo kung nakakatulong ba yung cross-validation. Yung bootstrapping, nakakatulong ba yun kung na ilang beses natin we're generating now several samples and then we're now creating different models, and then i-average yun to come up with your final tree. And kita naman natin doon 95%. Okay? So it is a suggested activity that you run this using random forest. Okay? And also, you run, kasi dalawang data na natin, di ba? Yung isang data natin si Iris. Sa Iris, we use random forest. Now, dito, what you can do is i-replicate nyo yung party package. Yung just using two data sets, training at saka testing, and see which gives us the more accurate prediction. Okay? And then also, bali dalawang activities ang pwede nyo gawin. Punta kayo dun sa cardio dataset, gamitin nyo si cardio dataset, and then i-run nyo to using random forest. Okay? Kasi dito, if I recall, andun pa ba yung output nyo? Ilan yung sa party package, ilan yung percentage ng natin? Dun sa tamang prediction? Plus, do you have it there? You can go directly to the yung final model natin, yung ito yung pag natin ng misclassification, no? 'Di ba? Yung classification table natin, misclassification table. And i-run nyo ngayon si heart data using random forest. If I recall it right, around 80% yung nito accuracy. Am I right, class? Do you have the output there? 80% ba? Hello? Any feedback from the class? Kung andyan pa yung result ng decision tree natin using the cardio dataset? Class? Yes? Ha? Okay. Yung iba, di ba meron tayo ito, yung cardio file natin? Eh, di ba nag-party, we used the package party. Hello, class? Feedback, please. Kasi kung hindi, wait, let me check. Check ko nga. I think we did, kaya walang video kasi we did this, sa face-to-face. Tama ba, class? Or feedback please, class, kasi kung hindi, ihanap ko yung recording ko ng yung decision tree using party package and R part. Kasi alam ko, masasagot niyo yan eh. If nobody's able to answer, hindi ako naka-share screen. Okay, dali. Naka-share screen ba ako? Nga pala. Kanina pang comment yata yun. Is my screen sharing, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Kindly check, class. Do you have this file? Yung yung ginawa natin, yung cardio. This one. Hello? Oo, alam ko nagawa natin to, no? Okay, so good. Kinabahan ako ah. But you recall this, class, na ginamit natin si cardio para ma-predict kung normal, suspect, or pathologic. Di ba? Yun ang problem dito eh. Di ba? NSPF. Di ba? That was our model. NSP, di ba? Normal, kung suspect or pathological. Ano nga, class? Paki-confirm, please. I just want to make sure that this was already discussed with you. Kasi yung last activity niyo, yung finals, it's all about this, machine learning. So, i-compare nyo yung several models and see which one is best based on, let's say, R Ramsey, R squared, etc. May I have your confirmation, please, class?
Sir, ito ba yung FF3s?
Hindi. Iba yung FF3s, no? Yung FF3s, yung last session natin yan. But before the FF3s is also decision tree, yung fast and frugal trees. But aside from the FF3s, meron tayong yung party package, meron tayong R-part. Naunang na discussion yun.
Sir, parang wala.
Wala.
Because I have FF3s here, but not this.
Okay, sige. Alright. Ako, ba't ganun? Okay, so, kaya pala parang hindi niya masagot, no? Okay, so, very quickly lang, class, itong decision tree din to, no? Itong file na to. I'm going to share this now. Okay, baguhin nyo na lang yung yung file na to is cardio CSV. Okay, why don't I do that now? Okay, let me stop recording already.